Every hardworking employee thinks that all that he can do is just work hard, and then his promotions and his increments should be taken care by the HR or by the boss. This is a valid perspective. But these days, the bosses and the HR are having several tasks on their hands. Most of the Indian companies are growing fast, and there will be many issues that these people will have to take care. They may not have time to look at each and individual employee. This is real. So, I am suggesting to you a few guidelines so that you can participate in this process actively and influence how much increment you are getting or how fast you are getting promoted. These guidelines also will help you to improve your performance. So let's look at these guidelines. Number 1, build good relationship with your boss. A good relationship is required with him so that he can feel comfortable that he can rely on you. When I say good relationship, I am not suggesting to you that you should become a chela to him or an assistant to him. If you become an assistant to him, he will use you, but he is not going to respect you. What I am suggesting is you become a good professional colleague who can support him in all weathers, and then make sure that the department is going towards achieving the goals. This is very important. Number 2, have clear goals for yourself and your team. Define these goals right at the beginning of the year. Try to sign it off with your boss so that there is a very clear agreement as to where you have to go, where your team has to go. So by defining these goals, you are also making sure that the expectations of the boss are understood right at the beginning of the year. Number 3, have regular formal business reviews with your boss. I'm saying formal because a review is a formal business review only when the KPIs are presented in a systematic manner and the corrective action and preventive actions are explained to the boss. Only then it is called a formal review. If the formal review system is not there in your company, then you start going to your boss at least once in a month and presenting your KPIs and then briefing him how things are going in the department, what are the corrective actions that you are taking, so that he has a chance to correct you or give some additional suggestions. This will make the process robust. One of the problems that many bosses face is their subordinate is an excellent executor, he gets excellent results, but he is not able to get along with the HOD of the other department. And this becomes a headache for him, because whenever there is a problem that is flaring up between his subordinate and the other HOD, he has to intervene. So it is important that you adapt a 360-degree perspective of the business. It is important to understand how other departments are working and then support these departments in their work. Then your boss will be happy because you will be bringing about harmony in the company. Recognize big changes in your work and then make sure that you modify the way you are approaching the goals and ensure that you reach the goals. Many times what happens is the leaders will have a methodology in their view at the beginning of the year and they try to go in that direction. If something is changing on the ground, they may not really recognize what's happening on the ground. Because of this, the boss will have to be always on the alert to look at whether his subordinate is going in the right direction. Don't give this trouble to your boss. Try to correct yourself proactively. Adapt a broader view of your goals. Don't just look at your KPIs as something that you have to achieve only this year. Look at them at least from 3 years perspective and make sure that you take a decisions in such a way that you are going in the right direction in the 3-year perspective, not just in the 1-year perspective. This is another thing a boss would look from his subordinates, because he doesn't have to stress himself to think about the 3-year or longer term requirement in everything that you do. You will be taking responsibility for that. Ask for formal feedback from your boss. You can sit with him probably once in 3 months or so and then take a formal feedback. But one more thing that you need to look for is look at the smaller corrections that he is making and the smaller points that he is trying to tell you in the reviews. Don't ignore them, because this is a continuous feedback that any boss would be trying to give to the subordinate. Try to recognize that and then act on those suggestions. The formal feedback can add to this, but you cannot just have only formal feedback and then not consider the small signals that your boss is giving to you throughout the year. Consider both. You need to worry about your own skills as to what skills are required for you, which are the skills where you are good, which are the skills where you are not good. Whichever are the skills which you are not good at, you should ask for training from your boss. Again, here you may say, why should I ask? Okay, boss should look at it or HR should give me training. No, I think those days are gone. You should proactively go to your boss and then ask for training. And these are the areas, if you give me training, I can deliver better. You can even suggest which trainings that you would like to go through. I'm sure your boss will be very happy to hear that. If you are able to follow all these guidelines, I'm sure you will have a very strong say in the increments that you get, the promotions that you get, the progress that you are going to make in your organization. Don't just be a mute spectator to your career path within the organization. Participate in that actively, support your boss, support the HR in making sure that your performance is good and it is visible.